Hello and welcome back to True Crime and Justice. Oh God, what a day it was yesterday. I think that was the worst day. I'm slowly getting over it now. I hit my peak yesterday and that was it. And then today I felt better. I knew that straight away as soon as I woke up. My throat wasn't all sore. Still has the sniffles, as you'll probably hear. Right. But yesterday, oh my God, I could hardly move. I'd be sitting on the sofa, I'd have a little bit of coffee, then I'd put my head on my cushions, and I'd be zoned out. I'd wake up, and I thought, I'm not having coffee, I'm having juice. And now that's a sign that I'm not well, is when I go off my coffee. When I don't want coffee, then that's saying, Angie's not well. Right? So all day yesterday, apart from that first cup of coffee I had in the morning, I had juice. And I just kept dozing in and out, go to sleep, wake up, have a bit more juice, feel sick, go back to sleep, wake up, some more juice, feel sick again, nose sniffling, head pounding, you name it, I had it. But then, it was around about, I think, 9 o'clock last night, I was watching some, about 9, and I come across Bull Betting. I saw about the 2 missing children in Utah. I thought, how many guys have been missing now? So I just did a bit of research on it. I thought, and they've still not been found? When was the Amber Alert put out on it? So all these questions were going through my head, and I thought, but I can't deal with it now. So I just did a thumbnail for tonight, right? Then I go to bed. I slept lovely last night. I had a really good night's sleep, which was good. I got up this morning at 10 o'clock, and I seen something about, I googled it, right? I always Google anything on missing children, see if they're still missing or not. And to my relief, they had been found in Mexico. So I thought, right, now I've got to change my thumbnail. But I'm still going to talk about the case, right? Because I think they were just a bit slow on doing it all. Anyway, before we go any further, if you're new to this channel, please hit that like button. And if you really want to help my channel, hit the subscribe button. This is my second channel. My first channel got took off me. And it's strange. I'm hearing a lot of people have been losing their either their YouTube channels or their X accounts or TikToks. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? So many people just losing their channels. I'm not getting them back. So this is my second channel. So I greatly appreciate if you would like to subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost you a penny. Anyway, hold on. I've just got to pull my blind down. Oh, shit. I hate that when that happens. I like to look out my window, but when I'm on a live, when I'm on a live, I like my blind down. Right? Oh, I'm feeling much better. I've still got the sniffles. And you know what? My cats are so embarrassing. I'm sitting here last night setting up my thumbnail for tonight, when I heard a knock on my front door. So I've just lifted my blind up, and it was my neighbour next door. So I've gone to the front door. I said, yeah, everything okay? Thinking I haven't got no parcels for you if that's what you're wondering. He said, your cat is up on my shed roof and we're worried he's going to get hurt. I said, okay, I'll come and get him down. The little fecker, Toby, right? Toby could not get off this roof, could he? Oh no, he can get up it, but he can't get off it. I thought, I'm going to kill you. And I was going out there, I went out there and said, don't embarrass me, Toby. Jump off the fucking roof. You got up there, you can get down. And I'm going, that's it, you're grounded. You are so grounded. Finally got him in, off the roof and everything. Then tonight, I'm sitting here, and I'm just seeing from where I was sitting on my sofa, I can see out through my kitchen, out my back door. Bobby, I thought it was Toby, because I saw one of my cats walking on the roof of the house. So I've dashed up thinking it was Toby, and when I seen the colour, I went, Bobby, go off that fucking roof. So he's come down, and he's come over this, like they've got like a lean-to. So he's come onto the lean-to, onto the fence, and then he couldn't get down the fence. So I grabbed him, and the little fecker clawed me. Oh, that's it. You're fucking grounded. So they're moaning and moaning to go out. So I said, okay, you've got half an hour. I got Bobby in, but then I couldn't find Toby. I went, where's Toby? Get your butt in there, Bobby. Right, then finally I finds Bobby. But then Toby had got out the window. Bobby had got out the window, so I've got Toby in, but then I couldn't get Bobby in. I'm chasing him round to the bedroom window to get him in the bedroom window. I thought, you two are going to be the death of me. They really are. Yeah, the death of me, aren't you and Toby? I couldn't believe it. They was walking on the roof of on the house. I thought, oh my lord, these are two cats that didn't. Bobby, especially Bobby, he's a house cat. He's a home cat. He only stays in the garden. He doesn't go very far. Right? Toby's the one who likes to wander. But he's obviously go up on the lean-to, up onto that roof that way. For you little fucker, I'll kill you. So they keep me busy, my two cats. They're worse than kids, my two fur babies are. Worse than having kids. Been playing up, little buggers, yep. Oh yeah, they've been playing up. I think they're pushing my buttons to see how far I can go. And do I mean it when I say they're grounded? Because last night when I got me and I got Toby in, I mean, you are so out of order. You are so really, really out of order. That is it. I've had enough. You are so grounded. They both went to my bedroom and lay on my bed and went to sleep. Thought, yeah, you just sleep on there. Don't you come out here doing my head in tonight. I'm not in the mood for you. And then I went out to water my flowers. And because I wasn't well yesterday, I never got around to watering my plants. So my sunflowers are literally dying. I missed one night of watering them, and I was literally dying. So I've had to give them a good watering tonight. My daughter's had to agree off me, because they're not the tall sunflowers. These are like the bushy. They're very bushy, and they get a big sunflower head on. Right? So I've got 6 left. So I'm going to put 3 out in my front garden. I'm going to try and dig that over to where I want to put them. And the other 3 are going in my back garden. Don't know where yet, but I'm putting them somewhere. So that's what I'm planning on doing tomorrow. Today I've just been, like yesterday, I always like to have my house clean, right? Well, it was clean yesterday when I first got up, but I had no energy. So I didn't get around to making my bed. And whatever plates I did have for food on, I just left them in the bowl. It was only, 2 little tea plates, a couple of knives or forks, because I wasn't eating much yesterday. I think I had a tuna sandwich about 8, 9 p.m. Yeah, about 8 p.m. I had a tuna sandwich. That was the only thing I'd eaten all day because I couldn't face food. I really could not face food. So, yeah. So we're talking about the two children that went missing, right? And their names are, hold on, I did write their names down because you know what my memory is like. The names are Wesley, who was 10 months old, and Will, who was 1 year old. Right? Yeah, it was a bit cooler today, though. I don't know if you noticed that, Anne. Up here, it was a bit cooler. There's more of a breeze about today. Yesterday, there was no fucking breeze. It was like, it reminded me of summer 76. Where the ground is just baking up. Right? So, that didn't help yesterday. And I got my daughter coming over yesterday and said, why are you keeping the door locked, Mum? I said, to keep rid of the fucking flies. Because the flies are coming in the kitchen. And then every surface I'm having to wipe down all the time. I said, I haven't got the energy for it. I'm not well. My son comes over yesterday and I went, I opened the back door and you can fuck off. He went, what? I said, you and your stinky colds passing it on to me. He said, I never passed my cold on to you. If anyone, it's Olivia. You passed it on to Olivia, and Olivia's passed it on to me. I don't care who the fuck passed it on to me, but you had it first. I said, and Olivia's come over to David Dad. I said, you, come here. And she wouldn't come by me. And he said, she's not stupid. She knows you're going to go over her. Right. And she wouldn't come near me because she knew I was going to pass my germs back on to her. I don't know how hot it was. I didn't even check my phone today to see how hot it had been today. But yesterday was really, really hot. Right. Friday, Saturday was hot. Sunday was hot. What day are we on? We're on Tuesday, aren't we? Yeah. No, we're on Wednesday, aren't we? Monday was hot. Yesterday was just, oh, it's like it hit the top mark yesterday. I thought, yeah, I like the summer. I like the nice weather, but please not this heat. I can't take this heat. So anyway, so we're looking at the case of Wesley and Will Richmond. And I did pull up some information, but I've not found it. Right, let's see what they say. Right. Let's see what mainstream media will say. I don't really media because I give you a bunch of BS. I must admit with the US mainstream media, it's not like the UK mainstream media. US mainstream media are pretty on ball. You know what I mean? In the UK, we wouldn't even know about a missing child until like the second day or something, or if they've had to get the helicopters out and search dogs and a news reporter finds it, hears of it, then we know about it. If nothing's told about it, we don't know about it, right? But in the US, they're very quick. Yes, yes. Oh, it says here, I say you can't trust everything mainstream media say. It says here, Will, the eldest child, is 2. And his 10-month-old brother. Now I read and heard he was wrong. So that's how much you should do. Yes, I'm glad they've been found safe. But, right, what did I write down? They went missing on May the 16th, I believe. Right? The Amber Alert went out on May the 24th. Then 5, 25, 26. 3 days later, they find them. Why did they not have the Amber Alert out sooner? They know they'd been took by the father, right? They knew their father had taken them, and he wasn't supposed to take them across state lines. But if he don't want his kids to be given back to his pet, the mother, he's got to take them wherever. You know what I mean? That Amber Alert should have been put out the same day. They could have had them back on the site. Say they went missing on the 16th, 17th. They could have had them back on the 19th. The earliest, you know what I mean? If we're going on by what these dates are telling us when the alert was put out on the 24th, and on the 27th, both of them have been found. And I said, hold on, I've got to try and get this up for you. Hold on. That's it. That's what I want. So then I can get that one. Right? So I'm just gobsmacked. This alert, Amber Alert, hadn't been put out sooner. It says their father, Dane Richmond, 46, was taken into custody according to the FBI and Saratoga Springs Police Department. The boys had vanished on Sunday during an ongoing custody dispute with their mother, Elizabeth Tomish. Authorities claimed Richmond had quit his job, sold his belongings, and vacated his home before disappearing with the children. Right? An Amber Alert was issued after cops said he fled with the boys in a violation of a custody agreement that barred him from taking the children across state lines. Well, we know that, so why wasn't the Amber Alert issued sooner? You know what I mean? I think the police were very slow on that Amber Alert. They went missing on the 16th, 17th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 2nd, 3rd. 9 days before they put out the Amber Alert. 9 days. Richmond was later charged with 2 counts of custodial interference, which is a third-degree felony in Utah. In a statement posted online, the FBI Salt Lake City office confirmed the children had been safely recovered. And I was so relieved to see that heading today. I really was. Because when I was seeing it on Bull Bettis, I thought, how long now? And that's why I come online, because I wanted... Well, I was on my phone first, Googling it, because I couldn't be asked to go up onto my laptop. And I went missing on the 16th. And then I put, when was the Amber Alert issued? And that's when it come up the 24th. I went, what? What took them so long to get the Amber Alert up and running? These are 2 children at the age of 5. in a custodial dispute with the mother and father, right? And they have not got them as an Amber Alert. How many fathers have took their children, right? And then we find out what's happened later. How many? What are you moaning for, Toby? No, you're not going out again. You're not going out, so fuck off. What? It's a great news update from the Saratoga Springs Police Department about the Amber Alert for Will and Wesley Richmond. The boys have been found safe. Yeah, no thanks to your quick action. You know what I mean? The agency added the FBI remains committed to working alongside our law enforcement partners to locate and safely recover missing children. I'd say he looks about 2 there, doesn't he, that one? So I think they might be right too. There's their father. Police said the alert was officially cancelled after the boys were found in San Felipe, located approximately 120 miles south of the California border. A statement from Saratoga Springs Police read, the children's father, Dane Stephen Richmond, is in custody. Good. But you know what? Do you know what's going to happen with this case? He's going to go under the Health Act. He's going to go plead insanity. Yeah, that's the one thing that got me, how long it took him to give an Amber Alert. They knew the father had him. Right? But I found reading something yesterday, and I'm sure they said he was suffering from depression and all this lot. Right? So, I also noted that the charges go against Richmond are allegations only. Allegations only. Excuse me. This is a man who quit his job, got rid of all his possessions, right? Got the boys and did a runner. How is that just allegations? And that he's presumed innocent unless proven guilty in court. Go feck yourselves. He's guilty. He was found with the children. He's guilty. It comes after the boy's devastating mother had feared they may never be found because of Richmond's alleged survival skills and ability to live off the grid. Before Will and Wesley were safely recovered in Mexico, Elizabeth Thomas told the US Sun she was terrified Richmond could disappear with the toddlers indefinitely. The mother claimed Richmond had abruptly quit his job, emptied out his home, and handed away belongings before vanishing with the children. Now, if that isn't saying something, what is? Right? They were hauling off a motorcycle and a truck, she told the US Sun, after police searched his property and allegedly found the home vacant. So, yeah, quit his job and the house was being foreclosed as well. Yep. And if that isn't a man desperate, I don't know what is. He had no intention of coming back home. He had no intention. Right? I don't think he handed himself in either. Hold on, I'll see if I can find another story. Let's see what this one says. Six upon his hand. Yeah. Police previously said they believed the 46-year-old Richmond, who had quit his job financial troubles and was in a custody to children, crossed the border from San Diego into Mexico last week. Right? Now, when the Amber Alert went out, it would go to all the border. All of them. So that he would have been flagged up on there. They would just thought, holy shit, that guy come through here. You know what I mean? He may have been planning the abduction of the toddlers for weeks. Well, it wasn't a spur of the moment thing, was it? Because he had to have time to sell all his furniture and everything. The Amber Alert was issued for the two boys in Saratoga, Utah on Saturday, May. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was issued on May the 24th. May the 24th. So you got that one. Get your research. We do our research. Do your research, please. I will pull it up. If it shows it me now. Wait. Was Amber Alert for missing. It may not give it now because... Oh, now it's saying May the 16th. Oh, isn't that funny? That's changed. It said Amber Alert issued May the 24th last night when I looked. Now it's saying issued May the 16th. Now, I know what I saw. Because I thought, wow. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm going to share this one, right? This is what it says now. Look, I'll share. Now, when I typed in the same question last night, right, it come up May the 24th. Hang on, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. It's got 3 or 3. It's even got the date wrong. May the 16th, 2023. This Amber Alert was triggered after the father, Dane Stephen Richmond, failed to appeal for custody exchange. So they've even got the date wrong. The year. It's 2026 and they've got it as 2023. Right, the Sando was located on the evening of May the 26th, yeah. But I know that Amber Alert was issued May the 24th, 2026. Because even Bullhorn Betty was saying about she couldn't understand why it took so long to get an Amber Alert out. So that's why I looked it up. You know what I mean? I like to do my own research because she might have just read something like that one where it's saying May the 16th, 2023. No further details have been released at this time because it's now an investigation. Don't we know about that? But I can assure you, he's going down the I'm a bit of a Fruit Loop. I haven't got all my. It isn't working right up there, sort of thing. You know what I mean? But I know said I'm not gonna. I know I wasn't feeling well last night, but because I got up on my phone, I even come on here afterwards, and I looked it up again just to make sure, and it said issued May the 24th. The children were reported missing on the 16th. Right. So why they suddenly changed it? But I wouldn't mind. They've got the date wrong. They've got May the 16th, 2023. Yeah, it was supposed to. Hold on. Just say something here. Uh, it says an Amber Alert was issued after cops said he fled with the boys in violation of a custody agreement that barred him from taking the children across state lines. So. He's been planning this for a while because he sold all his belongings. He sold all his belongings. Quit his job. He's not gonna quit his job, sell all his belongings in one day, get the kids, and then go. But no way was that Amber Alert issued on May the 16th. It wasn't. I read it last night. It was May the 24th. Because even Bullhorn Betty, now you may not like Bullhorn, but even she was about, why did it take so long for the Amber Alert? Describe the father as seriously depressed and under financial stress. That is enough to throw anyone off. You know what I mean? He's depressed. He's quit his job. He's got no money. He's about to lose his kids. So Richmond had been identified as a suspect. The children's mother contacted the police to request a welfare check on Thursday after Dane Richmond missed a court deposition in an ongoing custody case, according to a report from KUTV. The mother contacted police on Saturday after the children were supposed to be returned in a custody exchange, and no one showed up. That call triggered the Amber Alert. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Because they even explained what they need, what it needs to have an Amber Alert, what criteria it has to be met to have an Amber Alert. If that Amber Alert was hit straight away, then why was Bull Betty questioning it? And then why did I read Amber Alert issued May the 24th, 2026? And it's just funny, literally days after the Amber Alert goes out, which means the borders are all on high alert, police are on high alert, people are seeing it, right? Flyers are going out, everything. YouTube talking about it, TikTok, you know, X talking about it. He gets found 3 days later. Uh, When law enforcement confirms that a child under 17 has been taken and meets activation criteria, the alert is issued. It pushes details about the child, the suspected abductor, and any associated vehicle across multiple channels, including wireless emergency alerts, TV and radio broadcasting, highway message board. So, okay, I'll get my phone because I want to check something here. Let me go to my calendar. God, my ribs hurt. My ribs hurt from coughing yesterday. Oh, God. Right, so, Tim. What? Oh, yeah. God. So, on the Thursday, I'm just going back, guys. Bugger off. He missed a requested welfare check on the Thursday, which was the 21st. Because after the father missed a court-related deposition in an ongoing custody case, right? The mother contacted police again on Saturday, which was the 22nd. So still no Amber Alert had been put out, right? And yet they're saying the Amber Alert had been put out on the 16th. Oh, right, sorry. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm looking at the wrong dates. So he had a deposition on the 14th. He didn't turn up. She gets a welfare check done on the Thursday because he didn't turn up for the deposition. And on the 16th, he hadn't shown up after the children were supposed to be returned in a custody exchange on the Saturday the 16th. That call triggered the Amber Alert. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Right? It didn't get triggered until literally 9 days later. Why that long? I tried to cover the tracks now by saying it was issued on the 6th. Because I can't forget what I saw. You know what, Ang? I always get when I get a cold, I cough and it hurts, and then like the next day, my ribs hurt when I do cough. It's like, oh, I don't want to cough, so I'll try not to cough. And hopefully by tomorrow that will ease off, because that's the way it goes. So this is what I say when I get a cold. It's not just, oh, I've got a cold. I'll take a couple of paracetamol. I'll take some Lemsips. I'll be fine the next day. Yeah, yeah. And my sons go, well, I was still suffering from it now, Mum. I went, oh, go fuck yourself. These could put me in hospital, you stupid little shit. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I've got to go to the toilet. Be right back. Don't you go long down. Go long down, Toby. Oh, go long down with Bobby. Ah. Exactly. So she did a welfare thing. Hold on, go back. On the 14th. Right? That's when I got to find out he's moved out. His house is empty. Why wasn't the Amber Alert put out then on the 14th? Because they look through the windows, the house is empty. Where is he? Where's the kids? So why wasn't the Amber Alert? Even if they say the Amber Alert was put out on the 16th, why wasn't it put out on the 14th? But I know it wasn't because I saw what I saw. I wish now I fucking screenshot it. So they still waited 2 days. And well, so many, 2, nearly 3 days before putting out the Amber Alert on the 16th. On the third day. Even if they put it out on the 16th, which I know they didn't. Because I've got picture here. Hold on, I'll see if I can get it up on my screen. And it's like text messages between her and him. Right? Yeah. I can't zoom in. But she's saying, let me see if I can pull it up. This way. Hold on. Go to my documents. Don't I? So to read it. Come on. Christ's sake, all this just to get one downloads. Come on. Right, these text messages. I think he's got them on the screen. Let's close that. Yeah. Right, this text messages here. It says, why is your phone going straight to voicemail? How are you texting me if your phone is off? Right, this is the mother to the father. Camping. She's gone, question mark. With who? Where is your truck? Question mark. Send me a picture of the boys. Right. Now this is at 3:11, whatever, in the afternoon or whatever it says. It says something else, but I can't see what that is. Then she goes, can you please just call me so we can communicate about this. If you're driving, it's easier to talk on the phone than text. Are you driving or are you already camping? Right? So his phone is going straight to voicemail, but he's able to text her. Now your phone only goes to voicemail, direct to voicemail. Well, I can't say that. My phone occasionally goes direct to voicemail, I must admit. Because my kids will say, Mum, why aren't you answering your phone? I don't know. My phone's right here. But I've been trying to phone you. Well, it hasn't been coming through. You know what I mean? So that might have been why he's able to, perhaps. So I'm not sure what she was meaning by them texts. Had he told her he was going camping with the kids? Yeah, there wasn't in one day, there wasn't. Yeah, they had videos of him. Yep. He didn't go out on the 16th. I was seeing it with my own eyes. I will not write down Amber Alert issued May the 24th. You know what I mean? Because first of all, I pulled it up on my phone. And I thought, no, I'll go and check that. That can't be right because that's a long time between when they was reported missing. You know what I mean? So I pulled it up on my Google here. And it come up May the 24th. So I wrote it down. I wish to God I'd fucking screenshot it. So, unless there's tracking his phone, yeah. But surely if there's tracking his phone, right? Now his phone's got to be on for him to send them messages. But he's not sent messages. She sent them, but they have been delivered. Which means the phone's on. If the phone was off, they wouldn't have been delivered. Once he turns the phone on, then they get delivered. Right, so did they track him on his phone? And if so, why did it take so long to find him? GPS, his car, his phone. Come on, FBI. You should have been able to get on him straight away and see which way he's going, where he's stopping. Everything. So I do think there were some mistakes made at the beginning of this case, and I just hope it doesn't hinder the case itself. And I can guarantee you, this person is going to go down the loony bin way, psychiatric. Alright, so let's see if I can find any videos. Video of this Utah children. Right, we got this one. Oh, yeah. Oh, give me tissues. Oh, God. Right, let me just get this for you. Alright, take that off. Right, let's just get match here. I can go. Come on, put the video up, thank you. Oh, come on. Right. That one can go, that one can go. It's only a minute 42 seconds long.
Right to our top right now. After 2 days of searching, two has been found safe. Their disappearance was prompted an Amber over the week since been.
Why is this not working? Thank you.
Let's get right to our top story right now. After 2 days of searching, Saratoga Springs has been found safe. Their disappearance was prompted an Amber Alert over the weekend that has since been canceled. Fox 13's Tina Giuliano joins us live now to take us through the latest developments. Tina, what do we know so far?
Yeah, good morning, John. So, this investigation has just so many state departments and really just, it was a big search for the past few days. What had happened was 2-year-old Will and 10 declared missing after their father, Dane Stephen Richmond, didn't bring the two into a custody exchange over the weekend. The mother of the boys, Lizzie, tells us that Richmond had skipped a legal deposition earlier this month, and when they arrived at his home, it appeared he was moving out. Police later discovered Dane quit his job and sold most of his possessions. Authorities later pinged his phone.
Sorry about this.
In San Diego at the U.S.-Mexico border. The two children and their father were ultimately found safe in San Felipe, Mexico yesterday evening, and Richmond was arrested. Tomich's attorney says that Richmond violated a court order and does not have permission to leave the state of Utah.
Yep.
So now he's found of 2 charges of custodial interference in the 4th District Court. And so the Saratoga Springs Police expressed that they were really appreciative of all the public's help in trying to find these kids. So the 2 children were, and so now as we continue forward with this investigation, luckily they were found safe, and so now we'll keep you updated as to what ends up happening with this situation.
Oh. Oh.
Would one Albuquerque please September?
More videos of missing. This is the News Nation one that I saw last night on Bullhorn Bees. So we'll just watch this.
Now to Utah, where desperate search is on for 2 toddlers led by their father, Richmond is custodial interference, a 3rd-degree felony, and a warrant has been issued for his arrest. The Utah Department of Public Safety has issued an Amber Alert for the 2 little boys. Wesley, 10 months old, and Will Richmond is almost 2 years old. Authorities believe their father, Dane Richmond, may have taken them over the state line, and that the children may face imminent danger of injury or even death. Richmond and his ex-wife were right in the midst of a custody dispute when he suddenly vanished. The children's mother said Utah for a deposition, but her ex-husband never showed up, and neither did the children.
Oh, so she don't live in Utah.
When she tried calling him, she says he did not pick up. The Amber Alert warned that Richmond is in dire financial straits and had abandoned his home after selling off his belongings. He is believed to be traveling in a black 2025 Toyota Camry with license plate A561H. Like a good look here. Mother of the missing children joins me now in a network exclusive. Lizzie Tomich, very much for coming on the show, and we're so sorry for what you are going through right now.
Thank you.
Thank
you for having me.
Absolutely. We want to shine a light on this. We want to get these pictures out so that everybody can see this. You must be beside you over your children, of course. Have you heard anything about their whereabouts or where your ex-husband may be after him not showing up?
No,
No, it didn't go out the 16th. I know it didn't.
we don't have any idea where he could be at this point.
How about any other family members that knew him? I assume that you've reached out to anybody that he may know. Has said anything?
Yeah, I'm standing here actually with 3 of his sisters. He has not spoken to me in quite some time. So no, we don't have any information from family members either.
Has he ever done anything like this? Did you have any indication that your ex-husband might take off?
I don't want to touch too much on that, but there was some indication.
Okay. Well, it's certainly, you know, very, very worrisome detail showing up at this.
Indication before they went missing of him taking off. Why didn't she get him stopped from having the kids? You know what I mean? If there's any hint of him just going and taking the kids, why didn't she stop him having the kids? I know I fucking well would have. You know what I mean? So perhaps it don't work like that.
Position. In Utah, authorities think that your ex may have actually crossed state lines with the kids, something that was he was not allowed to do according to the custody agreement, right? Can you tell us anything more about what he was allowed to do and what he wasn't?
Yeah, he was not allowed to cross state lines. At this time, I don't know if he has or has not, so I cannot confirm if he has or has not.
Yeah, and he didn't show up for that deposition that we were talking about. And then you find out, after all of this, I can imagine how fast your heart must have been beating when he didn't show up. And then you find out that he fired his attorney. Has that attorney said anything about your ex? Have you've talked to him or her?
She's been cooperating and providing us, you know, what she is legally allowed to provide. So she has been cooperative. Yes.
Any kind of tracking device on the car? Anything at all that anybody has been able to find out about where he may have gone?
I don't have that information, no.
And let's talk about this Amber Alert. It's out right now, and it's also warned that your ex is, quote, seriously depressed and in dire financial straits. So what are you thinking about right now as we sit here today? Where do you think he went? What do you think he could do?
I honestly, I don't know, and I can't really touch too much on his mental state. I'm just myself. I just really want to get my kids home. I want to get my kids back, and I pray every day that they're okay and safe, and that he's gonna bring them back. He's gonna surrender them back to me, or that we find him. So that's really what I'm focusing on right now, is just praying and hope and that I'm going to get those kids back.
Well, and we are praying and hoping with you too. And that's why we're doing this segment. We want to put these pictures out there. We want everyone to look at these faces, because if you see something, say something. Call the authorities. And that is what we need people to do. What message do you want to tell him if he's watching, if he hears this broadcast, if anybody who knows him hears this broadcast? What do you want to say to him?
There are so many people that still love and care about you, and just please just take the boys somewhere safe. Take them to a hospital or a fire station and just surrender. And this doesn't have to define the rest of your life. And just, you know, you are their father. You will always be their father. Just please bring those boys back safely.
Lizzie Tomich, I want to thank you very much for being here. We are going to keep on this story. We will keep these images out there. We'll share it on digital and on our socials. And we encourage everyone to share and do the same. And hopefully that message will reach him. And I think that was a really important message that you just sent to your ex-husband, that people do love him. You're there with her, with the sisters of him. So that's really important to share as well, that people are wanting him to come back. So thank you very much. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
And
Thank
good
you
luck.
for your time.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our news now on your
Yeah, but I've just seen another one. 72 hours after reportedly taken to Mexico. Why? see what this one says. I'm looking for any new updates.
And the child is in Crockett.
There are 4 mandatory criteria in alert, and all 4 must be met in order to issue the alert.
Wouldn't you need the children's passports or something to get them over the border?
Family there and a lot of friends there and all that sort of. That's an irrational act.
I'm hopeful for the kids and the mother, who has to be devastated is all.
We begin with breaking news of an Amber Alert following the abduction of 2 children in Utah County, Wesley Dane Richmond and Will Thomas Richmond. According to police, they were abducted by this man, Dane Stephen Richmond, in Saratoga Springs. Richmond is 6'2". He weighs about 195. 3 are believed to be in a black Toyota Camry with license plate number A561HL. Police are concerned as they say the suspect, Dane Richmond, has reportedly been seriously depressed and facing.
Amber Alert for 2 young boys out of Utah County and growing concerns now for their safety. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Maleki.
And I'm Mika Miyashima. Police say the boys' father disappeared before a planned custody exchange. Our Christian Sita is live in Saratoga Springs, where police have been searching the father's home. Christian.
Yeah, Mika, we're live here in Saratoga Springs in the neighborhood. Now we are at home. Now police did leave about an hour ago, but neighbors tell us that police have been here since about 7 a.m. just searching that home. Now investigators tell me they're now focused on tracking down any who could help find the 2 boys. Police are searching for 22-month-old Will Thomas Richmond and 10-month-old Wesley Dane Richmond, who they say may be traveling with their father, 46-year-old Dane Richmond. Investigators say Richmond picked up children in Washington State 16th for a scheduled custody visit, but never returned them. The children's mother first contacted Saratoga Springs police Thursday after Richmond missed a court-related deposition. Officers conducted a welfare check at the family home but found no one there. Police say the case escalated Saturday after Richmond failed to show up for a planned custody exchange at noon, leading to an alert later that night. Authorities say the boys may be in a black 2025 Toyota Camry with Utah plate 8561HL or possibly a temp tag. Now investigators are concerned because Richmond was reportedly depressed, under financial stress, selling possessions, and had abandoned his home. Now anyone with any information is urged to call Central Utah 911. Now I did talk to family members and they do tell me that the FBI does have a few leads, and once those are confirmed, they will share those. Neighbors tell me that they're shocked by what's unfolding here in their community and hope these boys are found safe. And now, Amber continued 2 brothers, Wesley, 10-month-old, and Will Thomas Richmond, a 1-year-old, after police father Dane Richmond failed to return following a scheduled custody. Investigators say the children's mother contacted Thursday requesting welfare check after the father missed a correlated deposition connected to an ongoing custody case. Officers responded to their Springs home, found no one there, and no immediate signs of return. Then Saturday, when the children were supposed to be returned during a planned custody exchange, the mother again police after no one showed up. That second call triggered the Amber Alert process. Now, as investigators search for answers, neighbors say they never expected something like this to happen here.
Yeah, it's generally a pretty quiet, peaceful community.
Chris Gage, the usual thing he remembers.
To that question I asked, you do. Yes, US citizens need a valid passport card, or another approved travel document to enter Mexico and return to the US. To cross into Mexico by land, a valid US passport book or passport card is generally required. A passport book is for travel anywhere in Mexico, while a passport card is limited to land and sea crossings and is only valid for visits to the border zone. Driver's license and birth certificates alone are not sufficient for re-entry into the United States. Well, I'm not on about that. I'm on about from the United States into Mexico. But yes, you do need a passport. So,
We're seeing recently was people moving items out of Richmond's home.
Most anybody saw around here was some insurance out of the house.
As the situation has in the area heartbroken.
I hope that everything comes out okay. I'm hopeful for the kids and the mother who has to be devastated like right now.
And as the search continues, he says it's a reminder that tragedy can hit any.
My internet, my streaming app is
community.
It's definitely something that no one ever really.
He must have, because he can't do birth certificates, they don't accept that.
You never know what's going through your neighbor's mind.
But hold on.
At 4 o'clock, something it takes for an alert to hit their phones after this week's Amber Alert for 2 children.
Now Utah officials are explaining exactly what has to happen before Amber Alert is issued. Taking us live in Saratoga Springs with Oregon.
Yeah, now they tell us those two are still missing, and they also tell us that those Amber Alerts have strict requirements, so not every missing child qualifies. This latest Amber Alert for 2 young children in Utah County drew attention to the process behind these emergency notifications.
You can walk us through, that criteria.
There are 4 mandatory criteria in an Amber Alert, and all 4 must be met in order to get the alert.
B Senior says investigating a child 17 or younger abducted, and that the child in immediate danger of serious harm or death. Authorities must also have enough information that could help the public safely find the child.
So if they have 3, it doesn't qualify.
B Senior says local law enforcement whether to request an alert, while the state helps push it out through selfie signs and media outlets.
Why can there sometimes be a delay between a missing persons report and an Amber Alert?
It might be that certain elements to the case or the situation aren't apparent at the beginning or aren't provided to law enforcement right away. We have times where there might be a delay in even taking the report to law enforcement.
She adds that in some cases, families may wait before contacting law enforcement while they search on their own. Now, officials doesn't qualify for that Amber Alert. They do have other alert systems for missing children. Reporting live in Saratoga Springs, Christian Sita, KUTV 2 News.
Police are sharing more information about a still active Amber Alert that was issued Saturday for 2 young brothers, 10-month-old Wesley Richmond and 22-month-old Will Richmond. Those new details include cell phone location data showing their father, Dane Richmond, near San Diego on May 19th, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, detectives say they have enough information leading them to believe that the father likely crossed the Mexican border on or new documents show that he is being charged with 2 counts of custodial interference for
On or around the 19th, he crossed into the into Mexico. That was a Tuesday. Right? She requested a welfare visit on the 14th because he didn't turn up for the deposition. Right? And he was supposed to hand the children back on the 16th. He didn't. And then, whatever was about the 19th. So there's no way the Amber Alert went out on the 16th thing. Let's just go back a little bit.
Information leading them to believe that the father likely crossed the Mexican border on or around May 19th. New documents show that Dane Richman is being charged with 2 counts of custodial interference for removing a child from the state. It's a 3rd-degree felony. Detectives also say that Richman emailed his attorney saying he no longer needed their services and would not be attending an upcoming deposition. Richman's vehicle is a newer model, black Toyota Camry with Utah plates that say A56H. Officials say it may.
So that deposition was on the 14th from what we know. He emailed them, his lawyer, his attorney, either on the 13th or 14th. So this was planned way ahead. Way ahead. Alright? And if they knew he crossed over the border on the 19th, right about before, just before or on the 19th, why did it take him another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days to locate him? They pinged his phone at the border of Mexico, so they knew he was in Mexico. Why couldn't they ping his phone to find out where he was in Mexico? Why did it take from the 19th to the 26th to find those 2 young children? Why? That's a long time. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. 8 to 9 days by the time they found them 2 young boys. And that was after they pinged his phone and they saw he'd gone into Mexico. Come on, what are you playing at? Why can you ping his phone and find out exactly where he was in Mexico and go there sooner? Why did it take you 8 to 9 days to track him down? Yeah, I understand that you're constantly chasing him because he could be on the move. But, really? 8 to 9 days? With the technology we've got in today's era? So, that's still bad, I think. That took him from the 18th to 19th to track him once he'd gone into Mexico on the 18th or 19th. Up to the 26th to find him. Was they really doing their job? Was they wholeheartedly looking for these children? It's a long time, yeah. And with when you think of the father who was depressed, had money issues, had sold all his belongings, had fired his attorneys, saying he no longer needed him, that he wouldn't be going to the deposition, and all that lot. That is telling me this is a guy who was not coming home. You don't sell all your belongings to come home, to think, oh, well, we'll just go on holiday for a week. We'll come back then. So, he's going to go down the psychiatric path. Psychiatry, you know what I mean? He is depression. Oh dear. all suffer from depression. I suffer from depression. There's thousands of people who suffer from depression. But we see, we don't share and it. We have our good days, we have our bad days. But after a bad day or a couple of bad days, whatever, kind of look at yourself in the mirror and go, what the fuck are you playing at? Get your backside in gear. So, for people to say, oh, well, I had depression. No. There are some people who seriously do have depression, who don't like going out like me. I hate going out. Yesterday, I went out in my front garden. I was pulling up all them fucking dandelion stalks that kept popping their heads up. And even more pop their heads up again. So I'm going to have to go out again and snap them off. It's ridiculous. I don't really want to go and cut my lawn again. But I might do it next week, but I want to just keep them dandelions at bay. But, you know what I mean? There are people who suffer with depression so bad, they can't even walk out the fucking door. At least I can walk out my door. I haven't got that bad yet. Although, when I lived in Dundee, right, I would not go out for weeks. I'd go and pick my grandson up on a Friday. I'd go to the local park just down by where I lived, there, on a Saturday. Maybe go to the shop, maybe, or the chemist. Or to the cafe. Bring him home on a Sunday. Then I'd go home on a Sunday, I'd lock up, and that door, believe it or not, will not be opened unless I was expecting a DoorDash sort of thing. Where I went online and had bread, milk, eggs, you name it, delivered. Because I did not want to go outside to do it. I couldn't be bothered to get dressed. I literally lived in pyjamas. It's like when I was packing everything up to move, my clothing, I got rid of so many items of clothing because I don't wear them. I don't. I tend to stay in my PJs. It's like, okay, today I've just thrown on some leggings and a black t-shirt thing. Because I knew I wasn't going out, but I knew I'd be going out in the garden. And I don't like going out in my pyjamas. Not even in my garden. Right? I have done, but I don't like it. So it just pushes me to get dressed. Even if it's just a t-shirt and a pair of leggings. It's pushing me, by having the garden, it's pushing me to get dressed. Especially out in nice weather as well. So, but there were people, even today, will not step over their front door. Will not. They have such fear of going out that door. They can't do it. And that was like me at one stage. I could, as I said, I'd literally lock myself away for 2 weeks. I wouldn't see no one. I wouldn't go anywhere. Never went out. Occasionally, I forced myself to go to the local shop. Yeah? But I'd go around about when I knew it would be quieter. Meaning the kids were at school. So I tend to go about, I weren't getting up till 10, so I tend to go about 12-ish, between 12 and 1-ish. And even then, you had loads of kids in the shops at the parents and go, aren't they at school? Oh my God, I thought it was school. I thought the kids were at school. Why aren't they at school? You know what I mean? And I hated shopping. Really, truly. And I still do to this day. I hate shopping. And I hate going out because there's too many stupid people out there that I just want to fucking slap. So that's why I don't go out, because you can't fix stupid. I told my doctor that. He said, I can't fix stupid. And there's too many of them out there. And I'll probably end up in prison. You know what I mean? But there are people who will not go over the threshold of their door. So for him to say he's depressed, go off your backside and do something about it, man. Right? Even if it means going on medication, getting some medication, getting something to help you sleep. Because sleep is a big thing. If you don't sleep, that's when you're literally going downhill. And that was my problem with me. Right? I was not sleeping. So I was having a bit of ADHD. Right? I'd start one job, then something else would catch me eye, so I'd stop that one, start that job. I was not getting one job finished in a day. Not one. I'd start washing up, and I'd put a plate, or drying up or whatever, and I'd put a plate on the side, and I'd, and then I'd go off and do something else, because something else is just coming to me. So my washing up is still being washed up, but it's sitting there on the drain and waiting to be dried, because I've fecked off to do something else. And that's how I was for months. For months. Yep. He won't go out, no, he lives in PJs, and if someone knocks the door, it's don't let them in. You have to warn them in advance if I got people coming to my house. It's awful, I know. It's not easy. You know what I mean? I'm lucky it's only my family that come to me. So I don't have to make excuses up. Or reasons up. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, there's the door. Feck off out of it. Because I can't do with you. Moaning. Oh, she was still in her pyjamas when we went round today. Who gives a flying fuck? You know what I mean? There's one thing I won't do, and that is go to the shops in my PJs. The amount of people, mothers, I see going to shops in PJs and go, come on, love. Get some decency here. You know what I mean? You've probably been in them all night. You've not changed them. And now you come to this. No. My daughter, she'd go up in the morning, she'd put fresh PJs on when she wasn't at work. So she'd go up, have a shower, and put fresh PJs on. And then go to the shop and go, did you just go to the shop then? This is when we lived in Dundee. And she'd go, yeah, it's only round the corner. Literally, you walked out of where we lived from there. The shop was there. I mean, yeah, but you went in your pyjamas. I mean, yeah. I mean, oh, babes, come on. No, I'm not getting dressed just to nip to this. I was like, no. If you got to go to the shops, get dressed and come back home and then put your PJs on, your fresh PJs on. But that's a waste of clothing then, isn't it? I went, and who does your washing, do? You know what I mean? I did the washing. But no, I won't. I don't like going out. I have done. You know what I mean? But I hate it. I've got to register with Asda. Because once I've registered with Asda, I'll never go out. Because I'll just have all my shopping delivered to me. You know what I mean? And maybe Iceland. But I used to like Iceland, but I'm not keen on Iceland because they make mistakes in your shopping. And then it takes you weeks to get your money back. Like, you can order your shopping to have it delivered and you pay for it and it doesn't turn up. So they cancel that order and they go, we'll send you the money back. When? No? Oh no, it'll be a few days or so. 10 days or so. But you're quick enough to take the money off us for the shopping. But you're not quick enough to give it us back. So I don't like Iceland for that reason. But I know where your husband's coming from. I really do, Anne. And I'll tell you what started it with me. Right? When I told my family, my son and my daughter, about my diagnosis, I said to them then, I said, tell Ryan, you can tell his mum and dad. Right? Right? I said, but I said to Sam, I said, you can tell Angie, Tracy's mum. But tell her not to tell anyone, because my fear was, oh, how you feeling today? If I went out. Or you're looking a bit peaky. How you feeling? Or I heard you're being a bit down, like, you know what I mean? I don't need that crap when I go out. I don't. So, but Angie told her manager at the shop where she was working. And I was fuming. Fuming. Why did you tell her? In case she needed me for anything. I said, well, I did need you on the Friday after I come out of hospital. But where did you go? Oh, you went to hospital with when my son and my daughter-in-law, your daughter was. They didn't need your help. I needed your help because I had Ellis. I've just come out of hospital on the Tuesday. And on the Thursday, my granddaughter had to go to hospital because of her foot. And she was kept in overnight. So Angie come over on the Thursday for a few hours after work. Then they asked her again if she could come Friday. And she turned up at the hospital. They don't need your help. I need you. I'm on medication which is like knocking me out. And I'm trying to stay awake for Ellis. You know what I mean? They got home, back to mine, and I said, that's it, I'm going to bed. I'm tired. And I just went into my bed. Oh, but we've ordered a takeaway. I said, eat it. I said, I'm not hungry, I'm too tired. So, her saying, oh, I told my manager in case you needed my help, was BS because I needed her help and she didn't turn up, so. That's why I didn't want anyone else knowing as well. I don't want people feeling sorry for me. It's like I told my sister and my nephew. And I said to her, I said, don't tell any of the other family, Fiona, please. They've not been in touch with me since I've come back from the funeral. Please don't tell them. What does she do? She tells Malcolm. For fuck's sake. I said, you told Malcolm? She's telling me this when she come up for the wedding. I said, yeah. She said, I thought they should know, Ange. I said, no, they didn't need to know, Fiona. I said, if they needed to know, they could have contacted me any time between the time my mum passed to now, just to see, how are you, Ange? How's life treating you? But nothing. And then, so anyway, she told Malcolm, and he said, I know I don't get on with her. He said, but I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So I said, that's probably Linda, Katie, Andrew, Mark, everyone in the family knows him. You know what I mean? But you know what? Not one of them contacted me. Not one of them, apart from Fiona. Fiona and Peter. They're the only ones who contacted me. Fiona even said, look, Ange, I'll come up until you're able to look after yourself. I'll come and stay with you for a few weeks or so. I said, no, you won't. I said, well, I've got my son, I've got my daughter, I'm fine. Don't be silly. She's the only one who offered to help me out of my whole family, apart from my son and daughter. So, locking myself away was my way of saying, I don't want anyone to know about me. Right? And there's certain tops I can't wear no more. So it's very, yeah. So I can understand where your husband is. Tell him I'm with him. PJs are the best. I think I own more PJs than I do any other clothing. I really do. But it does help to go out once in a blue moon. Even if it's only once a month, just get them to go out for a little walk somewhere. Even if it's during a quieter part of the day. Right? Maybe before, while the kids are at school, when there aren't so many kids about. Right? I wouldn't say on the evening because you've got the kids at home in the streets and all that lot. The quietest part of the day is between 9 and 12. Because you do get some children coming home from school at 12 and 1. I'm thinking, what happened to the 3:30 finish? Why are they coming home at 12 and 1? Just encourage him. Just tell him I said he needs to go out once a month. Even if it's just for a half an hour. Just for a little walk. Okay, now, when do you wait? Yeah. Yeah. So, my trust levels are very low with people. Especially after the guy I was with just sort of like turned his back on me after he found out. Never contacted me again. He was due to come to my son's wedding, never came to my son's wedding. I haven't heard of him since before my son's wedding. And that was in 22. And I'm not going to chase him. He knows where I am. He knows where my fucking door is as well. Because that door is going to smack him in the face if ever he turns up. So my trust levels are very low with people. I don't trust people too easily no more. I'm very judgmental. That's why I can't understand when I look at cases like this. I've tried to get sweet pancakes and evil sweating pancakes to go. Well, see if the doctor can come out to him. See if a doctor can come out to him. Explain the situation. If he's not sleeping, he'll need something for his sleep. Because that is a big downer. I was lucky if I was getting, 2 hours of sleep a day? Well, his loss, not mine. That's how I look at it. Anyway, so this is why I'm so judgmental on cases. I don't mean to be, but it's just me now. This is me. Right? And I suppose I've always been judgmental, but I've just hit it more. And not been so openly judgmental. I've just given the eye roll, or the fuck's sake. You know what I mean? So, but now I'm very judgmental. I will say to the faces, no, I don't care. If they don't like it, they know where the door is. So when I look at cases like this, I'm thinking, why did it take so long for them to find them 2 children? If they knew he'd gone to Mexico between the 18th and 19th, why did it take them to the 26th to ping his phone and follow his phone and track him down? He had to stop sometime because those 2 little ones need breaks. They need toilet breaks. They need food breaks. They need drink breaks. They need to stretch their little legs. They need sleep breaks. So he's got to stop somewhere. So, but stick with him, man. He'll be fine. He will. How long has he been like it anyway? If you don't mind me asking. Because mine was 22. And we're looking at 26 now for 4 years. So why did it take him so long to track him? the ping his phone to the border. So why couldn't they ping his phone to a hotel somewhere? Or a campsite somewhere? But they said next time he had go surgery, even after I've argued black and blue meds. No. 3 years. No, I'm not as bad as your husband. I will go out. I'd go out, but you know what I have to do? I have to psych myself up to it. So, like, say I need to go to the, like, I know I need coffee, right? I'm running out of coffee. So, all week, I've been going, I need to go and get coffee. I need to go and get coffee. I need to go and get coffee. I'll go get coffee on Thursday. I'll go and get coffee. So, I set a date for when I'm going to go, right? And I literally work my way up to it. Then I'll get up tomorrow morning and I think, shit, I've got to go to the shops. I really got to go to the shops. You know what I mean? And I can guarantee you I'll probably do a DoorDash. But I have to literally psych myself up to it. It's like my daughter will go, Mum, we're going to the garden centre the weekend. Do you want to come? And this will be on the Saturday. I'll go, do you mean tomorrow? And she'll go, yeah. And that's what I'm like. And I look at her face and she's got this smile on her face and I go, oh, shit, I'm thinking, I don't really want to go out. And then I'm going, okay, yeah, I'll go. You know what I mean? So then all that Saturday, I'm psyching myself up. I'm going out tomorrow. I'm going out tomorrow. I'm going out tomorrow. You'll be fine. You're going to be out. You're going to be with your daughter. You'll be fine. You know what I mean? And the next time you no, just push him. Say he will not come to the surgery. We need doctor out. He needs something for his sleep. He's not sleeping. He needs something to help him sleep. He will not leave the house. Yeah. That's it. It took so long to put that Amber Alert out. Because being as he didn't go to that deposition on the 14th, then you're supposed to hand the children back on the 16th. He didn't. Right? And then they go to his house and find him packing up. Yeah. Honest. It's no use coming to me on a Sunday and saying, oh, Mum, we're going to go and centre today. No. 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 But you like, no. No. You need to give me at least 24 hours, minimum 24 hours notice. But that's what I love about the house now, at least. Like, I've got this garden at the back. You know where I sit? You know where I'm sitting? I go out my back door, and you go up the side of my house. Nice area. Grass and everything. I've got my chair and little table out there. I haven't got a house no more. I sit on the side of the house. In that area of the garden there. So I've got all that garden at the back I'm not using. You know what I mean? I'm not using it. I'm keeping it cut. I'm keeping the grass cut and the edges trimmed and all that lot. But I'm not fucking using it. But at least I'm going just by the back door and sitting there. Right? And I'll have a coffee or a smoke or whatever. And then as soon as I've had my smoke, I'm back in. I'm back in. Right, I'm going in now, cats coming. And the cats will come in with me. But no. I'm literally right by my back door. I have been known to go around the back end of my garden. But I think the other problem is it needs tidying up big time around the back end of my house. There's bits of wood all over the floor from when I was doing my fence the other weekend and my gate, and I just haven't managed to pick it all up. And then I've got to sweep it all up, and then everything. And I look at it and I think, nah. So I'll just come and sit down the side of the house, which is nice. I like it there, right? And I'm not so long at the back. That needs to be done. Yeah, it needs, even if it's just sitting on the doorstep, the back doorstep, sitting there. You know what I mean? Or sitting on a chair inside the house, by the back door. Right, so you by the back door and the chair's there, and he's looking out onto the garden that way. Just stops anyone else getting in though, but you take it bit by bit, honest. But I know how he feels. I really, really do. Well, I went away last year, right? I went away with my son and my daughter-in-law and the 2 kids and his mother-in-law. Yeah, they go to the, they was going to the clubhouse thing on the night time. Not every night, but most nights. And we go to the arcade place. And it was so loud and so noisy. And I'm thinking, I just want to get out of here. You know what I mean? Then we go into the main function room. And I'd have a drink or one drink. I literally had one drink, which was a Coke. And it has to have, a glass of Coke has to have 3 slices of lemon in it. Not 1, not 2, not 4. 3. Many times they've brought me a Coke and I've asked for lemon slices in it and they've not given it me. And I've gone, excuse me, can you put 3 lemon slices? And they've come and put 1 in. I've gone, can you put 2 more in, please? 2 more. No, but don't push him, man. If you don't want to go out, you know what I mean? It's not easy. It's not easy at all. I know what he's going through. I really do. So, but this case baffled me. So, okay, who thinks he's going for the psychiatric plea? Who thinks he's going to go for the psychiatric? I lost all my senses because I was so depressed that I sold everything. Told my attorney I didn't need him no more. And then ran away with my children. I was so depressed. But you're that depressed that you've managed to organise this. Yeah, it's one day at a time. One day. As I said, even if you just get him to sit in a chair in the kitchen by the back door. You know what I mean? Just so he gets a bit of fresh air. That's why I wanted to move. Because I knew if I'd stayed in my flat, it wouldn't have got any better. It really wouldn't have got any better. So, by having the house, it gives me the garden. It's making me go out there and do stuff in the garden and plant my plants and whatever. Or just sit out there, like yesterday, I was sitting out there. Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was the day before. Because yesterday I wasn't well, I was on the sofa most of the time. The day before, I was sitting out there sunning my legs. That's the first time I've sunned my legs in God knows how many years. My legs must have had a shock. I had a shock. Oh, fuck, Angel, shine your legs. Not for long though, because I soon stood up and my trousers dropped down again. But no, it's not easy. I totally agree. It's not easy, and it's just you. You may not think people are staring at you, right? But you just people might. What I mean to say, people might not be staring at me, right? They might not be, but I feel they are. And I don't have that worry about any. Well, I do, because these workmates know about me, right? But not one of them. I've seen her workmates. I've gone into her work, and not one of them said, "Oh, how you doing today, Angela?" Not one of them. They go, "Hello." Just like I'm Joe Bloggs down the road. Do you know what I mean? Just like any other woman walking into the shop. And that's what I like about her works. Is they don't look on me as different. They talk to me like I'm just anyone else coming into the shop. But when I used to go into the shop where Angie worked, when her manager was there, I always got that dreaded feeling. In Dundee, this was, is she going to ask me? Is she going to say, "How are you feeling today?" Ooh. The worst thing you could tell anyone who's suffering from depression is pull your big girl pants up or your big boy pants up and get on with it. It's not that easy, right? Well, I'm telling this guy, he needs to sort his life out. Don't sit there saying, "I've got depression," if you're not going to go and get help. He obviously wasn't getting help for his depression. It's like being an alcoholic. The first step to take from being an alcoholic is to admit you need help. Right? Is to admit you're an alcoholic. That's the first step that you need. You've got to admit you're an alcoholic and you need help. That's the first step. And that's like with anyone with depression. If you got depression, you've got to admit it to yourself. I've got depression. I need help. I need to go to the doctors, or I need to get someone to come and see me. But I will see your doctors and say, he's not coming to the doctor's surgery. I need a doctor out. And he needs something to help him sleep. Simple as that. They may not need to see him. They may just be able to give him a prescription there and then. You know what I mean? Over the phone and say, "Well, try him on these. Come and pick this up and try him on this for a while. See how he goes with these." Because that's what they did with me. I was talking to my doctor and they said, "How are you feeling today?" I went, "I'm all over the place." I said, "I don't know what the fuck I'm doing." They said, and they said to me, I said, "I don't go out." They said, "Why?" I said, "Because there's too many stupid people out there." I said, "You can't fix stupid." And the doctor said, "What do you mean by that?" I said, "Too many stupid people out there where I just want to slap them one." Right? I said, "There was a couple walking in front of me, not doing anything wrong. There's a good 20 feet in front of me, if not more. And I saw them and I thought, I just want to slap their heads." They wasn't doing nothing wrong. But that's how I felt. So she said, "Well, I'm going to put you on these tablets." Yeah, ring on to me. Just say, he's not sleeping. We can't get him out of the house. He's not in the house. He's not sleeping. He's not helping with anything. He's not helping his self, with his own confidence. Right? And so my doctor said, "Right, I'll do you a prescription. Can you come and pick it up?" I went, "When?" "Well, you can pick it up today if you want, this afternoon, or you can pick it up anytime you want." Well, the next day my son came round. right, phoned me, said he's on his way around. I said, oh, sorry. I said, on the way round, can you pick my prescription up from the doctor and take it to the chemist and get it for me? That saved me going out. So he went and got my prescription for me. We'll definitely ring him again tomorrow. Because he needs something for his sleep. God help the guy. We need our sleep when we get older. They say you don't. They say you need less sleep when you get older. BS to that. I like my sleep. Some people go, oh, I get up at 6 o'clock every morning. But what time are you going to bed the night before? You know what I mean? Are you going to bed at like 9, 10 o'clock? Yeah. That's like 10 hours sleep. I'm not going to bed till about 12 o'clock. I'm waking up at 10 a.m. Well, I wake up about 9. And then I toss and turn. Then I wait for my alarm. Like that one. Like that alarm to go off. Tells me I've got to take my medication. So I get up then. And I take my medication. I have to have reminders, otherwise I forget. So I don't go to bed till about 12 o'clock. So, yeah, I'm not getting up till 10. If I went to bed at 9, right? Now, if I go to bed at 9 or 10 o'clock, I'm awake at 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm so awake, I could spring clean my whole fucking house. But then by 6 a.m., I'm dead to the world. I'm back in bed. You know what I mean? And I think, oh God. And it throws it all up in the air. So, well, with this case, I think it's just a matter of having to wait and find out what's going on now. I think he's going to go for the psycho, whatever, route. I really do. And to be honest with you, I don't think the mother would really want to press charges. She just wants her children back and safe. But you see, he's lost any chance of getting any visiting of those children. He's lost all that. And in one way, I'm glad, because at least the children will be safe. Maybe down the road sometime, somewhere where the father's got his head screwed on again, they might be able to relook at it again. So, oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the FBI, why it took them so long. If they tracked him on the 19th to Mexico, why did it take them so long to track him once he was in Mexico? I don't understand that. Yeah, he is. So will he get a public attorney? Because he's got no money. So it's hard to say. But we're keeping... I'll tell you who to watch. Keep an eye out for. Law and... What's the name of that channel? Law and Crime Network. Right, this one. Only.
So we are coming out here today to TikTok to ask for your help to bring this home.
A desperate plea after a meeting with his 2 young sons. The search is boys and their dad, and it's going international.
With infectious smiles, they both have dimples and blue eyes, and they will be giggly, hopefully, and laughing.
Please help us find Will and Wesley.
I'll dig into the clues police say that left behind. I'm Anjanette Levy, is Crime Fix.
what clues that Dad left behind him.
Mothers will go to the ends of the earth to protect their children. So imagine what you would feel like if you had two boys, one who's almost 2, and one just a baby who just disappeared. That would make any mom feel sheer terror, heartache, and panic, especially if the children are with someone who is supposed to love and protect them as much as you do. That's what a mom in Utah is going through right now. Her name is Lizzie Tomich. Her sons are Will and Wesley Richmond. They're 2 young gone, missing, and their mom is in absolute agony. And you're going to hear from Lizzie in just a moment. Wesley is just a baby. He's 10 months old, and Will isn't far ahead of him at 22 months. And police in Utah say they believe their father took them. And there is grave concern for Will and Wesley because their dad has been described as severely depressed. And no one can reach Dane Richmond, not by phone and not by text. He's simply vanished. The concern started on Friday, May 22nd, right at the beginning of the long Memorial Day weekend.
So that's
Lizzie and her lawyer posted a video on TikTok explaining what happened.
And I'm Brittany Skinner, her family law attorney. We're coming to TikTok today to ask
why TikTok?
for some help and to provide a timeline and an update of what's going on, and also details surrounding the current custody orders that are in place.
I flew in on Thursday night of this week for a deposition on May 22nd. Minutes before the deposition was to start, we learned that Dane had fired his attorney and would not be attending the deposition. I immediately contacted him via phone, calling his phone and texting. He did not respond. At that point, we called the police to do a welfare check on him. When the police arrived, we learned that the house was vacant and there were things being moved out. There was no car, and Dane and the boys were not home. When we learned this, we knew something was wrong. While we were talking to the police, I did get some messages from Dane. They will be posted here. He did confirm that he was camping, the boys were okay, and that he would be meeting me at our agreed upon time and location to exchange the boys.
According to the current temporary orders that are in place by the court, each party has a week of parenting time. So Dane picked up the boys on May 16th from Lizzie. On May 23rd, they had agreed that he would drop them off to her at noon. That is the current court order in place. However, also when there is a custody case in place, there is a domestic related issues, and neither party is allowed to leave the state without court permission.
Now we'll get into the text that Dane Richmond sent to Lizzie very shortly. Lizzie Tomich and her lawyer were concerned, so they called police in Saratoga Springs, Utah, where Dane lived, as you heard. The next day, panic set in when she went to meet her ex.
On Saturday, I showed up to our designated location I showed up about 15 minutes early prior to the designated time. As the time approached, I began calling and texting him, asking for an ETA. He did not respond. Approximately 12:01 is when I began to panic. And when we called police.
After further investigation with the police, we've learned that Dane has quit his job. He's sold almost all of his possessions. He has left with almost everything he has, with a clear intention of not returning with these children. So we are coming on here today to TikTok to ask for your help to bring these boys home.
Shock, fear, gut-wrenching panic struck Lizzie Tomich. Dane Richmond was gone, and so were their boys. Lizzie Tomich posted photos of Will and Wesley on Facebook, writing, "Urgent, my boys are missing as of today. They were last seen in Shelton, Washington, with their father, Dane Richmond. They could be in he is either in a black Toyota Camry or a white Toyota Tundra truck. Then there was an update. Dane's license plate is A561HL, and he is believed to be in the black 2025 Toyota Camry. We know he is not in the white Toyota Tundra. Police in Saratoga Springs, Utah, issued an Amber Alert for Wesley and Will. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children released a poster writing, "Update, vehicle possibly has a temporary tag. License plate may not be visible. There is concern children as the suspect has seriously depressed, selling possessions, facing financial stress, and abandoned his home." A poster from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children writes of Dane. The first suspect is identified as Dane Stephen Richmond. He is 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing 195 pounds. He has brown green eyes. He was last seen wearing unknown. The first child abduction victim is now charged with custodial interference in Utah. And there is much more to discuss since that custodial interference charge was filed against Dane Richmond. And to do that, I want to bring in Meg Strickler. She's a criminal defense attorney, has represented people facing this charge in the past, and also knows what will happen when and if Dane Richmond is caught. So Meg, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you very much for having me.
How concerning is this to you that we have a dad who really, according to everything the police have laid out, this sounds bland, that he really prepared for this, because he picked those boys up, his sons, on May 16th.
Yep.
And by May 19th, we're learning he had crossed into Mexico. So mom didn't even know the boys were missing until May 23rd. So he had essentially a 4 or 5 day head start.
Yeah, it's awful to think these children are so young. I can only imagine how many times they're asking for their mother. I don't mean, it's hard for me to wrap my head around this. And the fact that he planned to have the money to be able to do this. A border that is porous in the sense that when you normally leave the country, meaning on an airplane, they request documentation of who are these children you're with, are these yours? But when it's Canada and Mexico, it's different. It's a little easier, as we have learned, to cross the border.
So he's gone
Dane Richmond now faces that custodial interference charge. So the cops are saying in the warrant for his arrest that basically he picks up the boys on May 16th. May 18th, he's in Carlsbad, California. So he picked the boys up in Washington State on the 16th, goes all the way south to Carlsbad, California, where he gets his car worked on. And then by May 19th, the next day, he's crossed into Mexico. They say that he was financial difficulties. He quit his job, emptied the house. He was selling possessions. So he was having a really hard time with this separation from Lizzie, his ex and the mother of the boys. Should we be concerned that he is so desperate that he would harm the boys? Or do we think he just felt like this is all he had left and took off with these boys, and he thinks he's going to move to Mexico and just live with them somehow happily ever after?
I mean, it's a very good question. I think historically we would want to look at some of the communications in the fight in the divorce and the custody battle, were there statements saying, if I can't have the kids, no one can, or something like this.
So hold on. The father picked the boys up on the 16th. Yeah? Is that what I said? And she didn't know they was missing until the 23rd. And I've just thought about something here then. The fact that he sold all his belongings and moved out the house and everything, that was planned. Right? He needed the money. He didn't need his house no more. He sold everything he could. He needed money to survive. Now, I know he didn't go to some defamation thing on the 14th. Right? But apparently he picked the kids up on the 16th. Anyway, so he sold all his everything he could, he sold for money. Perhaps he did this to not harm the children, but knowing that he was going to lose his children anyway. So I might as well go out, do what I want to do, go off somewhere, take the kids with me, have a blast, yeah, until they catch up with me. Could that have been his way of thinking as well?
What would happen moving forward. Or he absolutely loved these and is just so heartbroken. So there's two different kinds of custody battles where I have my kid and I really, really love this child and I want to have more and more and more time. That's one kind. Or I hate you so daggone much, I'm going to take your kids. There's two different levels.
That's actually what I've just said. Perhaps he just wanted to have that time with his kids more.
And unfortunately, one I just spoke of is the the latter is more often the case, which is they're so angry in this divorce proceeding. The kids are basically chattel, arguments to be fought over versus human beings. So I'm not sure. We'd have to read of the fighting and what was said.
I want to look at the text messages that they said between Dane and Lizzie. Lizzie posted these on TikTok, and we're going to put those up on the screen. The first one says, "Hi, Dane. I understand you're not coming to the deposition." This was on Friday, May 22nd. "I'm just checking in on you and the boys and making sure you all are okay." And he responded, "Yes, all good. Will is no." And then she said, "Where are you? Can you call me, please?" He said, "I can later." She then said, "Where are you? Where are the kids right now?" "With me. I'm driving," he responds.
But he's texting at the same time.
And so this is on that Friday. So I would assume
so this was
the cops could ping his phone. It then picks up with her saying, "Did you move? Why is your phone off? What city are you in? Where are you taking the boys? If you care to tell me the address." And Dane responds, "We are camping. We will see you tomorrow at noon." So then she goes to the house at noon on May 23rd, that Saturday, and he's not there. And the cops had seen the day before that it looked vacant. And so then she calls the police after she gets to the house and he's not there. And all heck breaks loose. So she continues with her messages and says, "Why is your phone going straight to voicemail? How are you texting me if your phone is off? Camping with who? Where is your truck? Send me a picture." She wants a picture of the children. And he's, of course, not responding. And she continues, "Is there another adult with you and the boys?" So that's pretty interesting to me. What do you make of those text messages? Obviously, the police and
So I was right then. The Amber Alert didn't go out to the 23rd, not the 16th. Because on the 16th, he picked the boys up. He knew he had them from the 16th to the 23rd. That gives him, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days to get away from wherever to get to wherever he wanted to. It gave him 8 days. So I was right, that Amber Alert didn't go out till the 23rd. She didn't know herself, really, until the 23rd, when he didn't turn up.
and Liz say he was lying. He's in Mexico, and he's just, this is a ruse.
Yeah, he's buying time. He probably had legal custody of them initially, as you are aware. And so he's just like, yeah, we're camping, yeah, we're doing this, yeah, we're doing that, to get him more and more time to get to wherever it is he was wanting to be. It is really difficult to just disappear off the face of the earth in 2026. In today's universe, we have so much James Bond technology that, as you already saw in some reports, they were able to ping his cell phone and see San Diego. They're ultimately going to get his crossing on video, because that's obviously under video. They're going to see wherever, as far as they can, on going into Mexico, and if it ever turns on that phone any which way, that'll ping. If he uses any sort of transaction that links to any sort of credit card or access bank accounts or accesses email in any which way,
but I also heard that the deposition,
all of that is trackable. License plate reader technology is there as well. They're ultimately going to be able to give us a blow-by-blow from Washington State all the way down. So they're gathering all of that, and there may be some things he purchased on the way down from the state of Washington that might indicate where he is in Mexico.
Like fuel.
I don't know yet.
And I'm sure authorities here in the United States, especially Saratoga Springs Police, you know, there may be some other agencies involved at this point, are working with Mexican authorities. And so they'll be able to track him down potentially, but we just don't know how long that could take.
Mexico's a big country, but then there's also, you know, Central America. Who knows where he went off to? We don't know, but my guess is there's going to be a trail that's going to lead to some things. Perhaps he's corresponding with a new girlfriend. I'm not saying that's the case, but maybe that person's now calling the police. We don't know what investigative threads have already been gotten by doing an analysis of what he's done leading up to, you know, May 23rd.
Lizzie suspected, she asked if there was another adult with him. Is it possible, because, and I could be reading too much into this, in the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children missing poster that they put out, there was something about, you know, suspect 1. So is it possible that they think someone is working with him and helping him?
I'm thinking that, and I'm just talking as a person who's kids. If you have a 10-month-old and a 22-month-old, that is a handful by definition. I mean, it just is. One 10-month-old is a lot. It's just a lot. I mean, we all know, anybody who's had children, it's a lot. So it would kind of, I could leap to the conclusion that there's someone else or some others involved in assisting in this whole storyline.
So let's say he's still in Mexico. Let's look at that. You know, possibility or likelihood, according to what the police have said. Because there could be a lot they're not telling. His phone has pinged since crossing into Mexico. I'm sure they're not telling us a whole lot, but they're just releasing what they have to for probable cause. Once he's captured, if he is captured, what happens then? I mean, can he, I mean, hopefully the children are safe and sound and will be found safe and sound.
It's a very good question. How it works is we have extradition treaties with a lot of the countries across the globe. Mexico is one of them. And the only reason Mexico would say, we don't want to give them to you, is if we were charging him with something that didn't have a similar statute in Mexico. I can tell you confidently, kidnapping and custodial interference and these kinds of charges are the state of Mexico, I mean the country of Mexico. We call countries states in the extradition world. So that he won't be able to fight it. He may try to fight it, but a judge is ultimately going to say, you got nothing. Okay. And this is not a political issue. This is not a political prosecution. There's no real viable reason to fight it that would say no, Mexico. No, we're going to give.
But no, it's, you know, when they do the data on his phone to ping, was the Mexico border the last time it pinged? Is that why they know he went across the border around about the 18th or 19th? Because that is the last time his phone pinged at the border. Perhaps he turned his phone off after that, because she said, why is the phone going? After that, she said in the text messages on the 22nd, why is the phone going to messages? You know what I mean? Voicemail. Why is it going to voicemail? But even if he's texting on the 22nd, they'd be able to get a ping off his phone then. So I don't understand what happened from the 19th to the 23rd. Why couldn't they get another ping? They obviously did. But that Amber Alert didn't go out to the 23rd. And yet they've got him down as missing from the 16th. They wasn't missing from the 16th. Those with the father. It was on the 23rd when he didn't turn up for the handover that they down as missing, and an Amber Alert went out. And then they had 24th, 25th, 26th, and they found them yesterday, sometime yesterday on the 26th in Mexico, which was 3 days later. So they obviously was pinging his phone. His phone's pinging for them to find him. But I'm going to leave it at that, because that's all I wanted to listen to, is why it took so long. So anyway, as I said, we won't know anymore, but Law and Crime and whatever, whoever it is, network, they're the ones that will find the information out, and they're the ones we need to keep an eye on, because I'll be doing the updates on this, believe me. So I will be keeping an eye on this case, and if they get any more updates, I will do a live on it. But until then, I'll be back on my Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll be on Friday, because my daughter's going to some christening or confirmation or something like that, right? Communion or something like that. And she wants me to help her with self-tanning. I've never done a self-tan on myself, but she wants me to help her. So obviously I'll be doing her back. I don't know how much to put on with a self-tan. Do I put a little bit on or a lot on or what? But she's supposed to be coming up Friday, but I don't know what time Friday. So I'll have a live set. But if she's not coming up till after 7 o'clock, then I'll just rearrange it for the Monday. But I will be back here tomorrow looking at. I don't think we're going to, unless we get anything new today, tonight, or tomorrow morning. I don't think we'll be looking at this case for a few days. Okay? I'm just glad the 2 boys were found. Not many cases we do have a happy ending. This is my first case. And this is why, like, I had seen this case come up. And I thought, nah, I'm not going into it. I'm never going into a case straight away no more. Because by the time I get to do my live on it, the children have been found. And what happens? I go to do a live and the children are found, which I'm grateful for. But at least we've got the dates right now. On the 16th, he picked the children up. On the 23rd, he was due to be taken back. He said that in his text, didn't he? That everything's fine. We'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon. So 23rd came, no show. She goes to his home. Now the police have already done a check on his home. And said it looked like he'd moved out. And that's why she's saying, have you moved out or whatever? Right? And then that's when the Amber Alert was put out. That makes sense now. So, if you're new to this channel and you're watching on replay, please hit that like button. Please share. Please subscribe. That's all I ask. And it's all completely free. So until next time, stay safe. So until then, stay safe everyone. Good night.
No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free.